Hi, everyone. It's Courtney here from RuleBreakersClub.com. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook Live, and today I want to talk to you about list building. This isn't a topic that I tend to talk about a lot in my blogs and my free content because, I don't know, it's just not something I ever felt like I was an expert at. I always have felt like I'm just kind of figuring it out with everybody else and, throwing strategies at the wall and seeing what sticks, what's working, what's not. But then what's happened over the last several months is that I've had conversations with many entrepreneurs, people who I know personally, people in my paid programs, people in the audience like you. And what I've learned is that I have a lot to share about the topic of list building, and that a lot of people are struggling with this. And it's the thing that's holding you back from having a successful online business is having enough people in your audience to talk to. Because as you probably know by now, in order to launch an online program, you need to have enough people in your audience that if just 1 to 2% purchased your program, then you'd be able to hit your revenue goals. So I'm excited to talk about this today because when I talk to women about, or men, but mostly women, about where you're at in your list building journey, a lot of people are stuck at like 100, a couple hundred, and if you're not even there yet and you're like, holy crap, hold your horses, that's too much. No worries. Hi guys, how are you? Hey Kimmy, what's up? We've got the Guide to Greatness, Strategic Charm Boutique, Allie, hi everybody. We've got lots of people on Instagram. We've got a couple people on Facebook. Hi Jonna. So I realized this is something that I've actually had some success at. We have several thousand people over at the Rule Breakers Club. And the reason why I've been successful at this is not because I'm incredibly amazing. I am incredible, but incredibly amazing at list building. It's not because I have any kind of secret that I figured out and I have thousands and thousands of subscribers because I have this magical secret. It's because I've been doing it for a really long time. And so you've got to get started now. Wherever you're at right now is where you are. You cannot be somewhere else than where you are right now. So you've just got to get started with however many people you have on your list right now, even if it's just your mom, which my mom's here. Hi, Mom. My mom's here. She comes to all my things. And I was having a conversation with some other entrepreneurs a couple months ago at a dinner, and we were all laughing that we have these successful businesses and like our moms are always attending and commenting and replying to our emails, which is just really great. So I know a lot of you start with, it's just your mom on your email list and maybe your best friend and your random cousin and people who have nothing to do with your audience. And that's totally fine. That's how we all start. It's how I started too. It's just that I started list building back in 2010 or 11. So it's been several years. Things have changed a lot over those years. I didn't have thousands of subscribers for a very long time. So a lot of my growth has been in the last year or two. We've probably tripled our list in the last year, doing pretty much nothing. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today is how to do nothing and grow your list. Who's excited? So I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite I kind of lied. I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite strategies. 2 parts of this are free. The other part is not, but I'm going to give you some ways that are free to go after that as well. So we're going to get started in that. All right. So the first thing I want to let you know is that I just did a blog post on this yesterday where I kind of showed behind the scenes on how I use this full strategy for my business. And you can grab that blog post over at rulebreakersclub.com/Pinterest, just to give, a little bit secret away there. We're going to be talking about Pinterest today. So you can see the video there. I'm going to dive a little bit more into this today on our live video. And I really want to open this up to you to ask any questions that you have about growing your list with these strategies. So essentially what happened is that about 18 months ago, it was a little more than that even at this, I don't know what 18 months is. Is that a year and a half, a little more? I don't know. It was April, it was maybe early April of 2016. I realized something that was really frustrating to me. And this is that my audience size, my email list was shrinking. So I've been in business for several years at this point. I've been growing my list. I've been having a lot of success. And then suddenly the strategies that I've been using weren't working anymore. Like I said, a lot has changed in an online business. When I started my business and started my Facebook page that the Facebook broadcast is on right now, every single person who liked this page would see everything I posted. When I started on Instagram, which I was an OG on Instagram, I didn't even realize it was a social network. I was just sharing photos. If you scroll back far enough in my Instagram feed, if you're willing to spend time doing that, you will find some of those photos. They're not things I would have shared with the world. So social media space has changed a lot. The strategies, like I said, that I'd been using weren't working anymore. I got sick of guest posting. Being on podcasts wasn't the highest converting thing, even though being on podcasts is great. It's not super high converting as a list building strategy. And so I really realized, wow, my business is built on serving people. And if I don't have enough people here, I'm not going to have a business. And the whole point there is that's that reciprocity of I'm here to serve. I need people to serve. And I also need to be compensated for what I'm doing, which is how you grow the business. And then you're able to reinvest and serve more people. And that's what I think is so beautiful about doing business. So I had this really hard moment. And then I had the great chance to get hooked up with Melissa Griffin. And I was working on a sales page with Melissa Griffin for one of her programs. And in my research on Melissa's business to get to know her voice and her business and her strategies and the language that she uses, I attended one of her free webinars, which was all about, really growing I think it was something like, like 10x your traffic. I don't remember, but it was all about growing your traffic, growing your list. And I was like, well, I kind of need that anyway. So I'm going to sign up for this to get to know my client. And when I was on that webinar, it is probably the first time in a long time that I put everything down and stopped everything that I was doing and paid attention, because it was the best webinar I'd ever been on. So Melissa was going over how she uses Pinterest to grow her list. And she'd gone from like 2,000 subscribers to like 30,000 subscribers in a year. And I was like, that's where I'm at. I had about 2,000 subscribers. So putting this practice into place, the free content she taught at this webinar into place, Pinterest became one of the top traffic sources for my business. I eventually got her program, put that program into place, and it ever since then has been the #1 source of traffic for my business. So what I'm going to do right now is walk you through that process. So the first thing that I want you to put into place for your business is Pinterest. Now, in order to put Pinterest in place for your business, you need to be putting out free content. So you can be doing that ideally in the form of a blog post. So it's got to be content on your website so that you can actually have that pin hosted on your website. And you're going to be creating content. You're going to be creating a pin graphic. And then what happens is that you pin that graphic to your optimized Pinterest profile. You set it up using something like Board Booster or Tailwind, which just basically automates pinning your pins. So it'll take pins that you already have on your profile and it'll repin them into other boards and things like that. And it does it automatically. So we just create a pin now for every one of our new posts. We pin that post to Pinterest. Thanks for all the love there. We pin that post to Pinterest, and then it gets automatically repinned. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is create that graphic for your blog post. It is truly a set it and forget it kind of strategy. Now, Melissa teaches a lot of other steps there. So you want to make sure you're optimizing your Pinterest profile, make sure that you're getting known for that. So when people come to your profile, they want to follow you on Pinterest, that they come to you for those pins, that your pins are recognizable as part of your brand. You probably want to get on some group boards so that you can pin pins on those boards and get more people seeing your pins. But like I said, we set this up more than a year ago and it's been running solidly and is our #1 traffic source for our business. It sends us tons and tons and tons of traffic every single day. So it's amazing. So #1 favorite strategy is Pinterest. It's going to generate the most amount of free traffic to your website than any other strategy that you're going to find in social media. First, it was Facebook. Everybody was on Facebook. And then now, how much traffic are you getting from Facebook? Probably little to none, yet everybody's still spending all their time marketing on Facebook. Then it's like Instagram. Now, Instagram's beautiful and wonderful, and I love Instagram. Hi to everyone watching on Instagram. But how much traffic are you really getting from Instagram? And Instagram's hard because it's mobile. So people are just less likely to go clicking on links and signing up for opt-ins. Even if they click over to your blog post on Instagram, the chances of them opting in once they get to your website when it's on mobile is very low, because it's just a lot harder of a point of entry on mobile than it is on the web. And you're going to have ads for all these platforms now. Pinterest is what's going to be sending you free traffic on autopilot. So I can't recommend it enough. Again, you can go to that blog post to learn more about that. The next thing though, the second list building strategy that I really want you to put into place is content upgrades. So what's happening is you're having all this great traffic coming to your blog from your Pinterest, from your pins, and then they get to that blog post, and then what happens? Do they go away? What happens to those leads? Are you capturing them? Are they signing up for something? Now, what happens if you write a blog about one topic and your main website opt-in is about a different topic? Are they going to opt in for that offer? Are they going to see that opt-in offer? So the problem with having one opt-in offer on your website and never creating any other opt-ins is that you're losing out on all that traffic that's coming to specific blog posts from Pinterest or just from the web, frankly, or any other resource, any other traffic source. And they're clicking away. They're not staying on your website, and then you're losing that traffic. And we'll talk in step 3 about another way you can capture that traffic. But the best way is that I would say maybe at least a quarter of the time, and at least on your pillar blog posts, the biggest, most important blog posts, you want to create a content upgrade for those people. So wait for them to opt in. They can click and opt in for a resource, a toolkit, a worksheet, a cheat sheet, a printable that is just for that blog post, so that they'll be extra excited because they came to this blog post to learn about this topic, and there's a gift for them, a freebie for them that is totally intimately related to that blog post. So that's what you want to do, is you want to have those content upgrades. I recommend doing it just a fourth of your blog post for now. And ways to figure out where you can put content upgrades. So here's the best trick, guys. You can go back to your old blog posts. How many of you have previous blog posts? We've got people on Instagram. How many of you already have at least one blog post on your website, even if it's super freaking old? Anyone have blog posts that they've written ever on their website? I'm going to wait until I hear from somebody. Nobody has blog posts? The strategy is not going to work then, unfortunately. Maybe I won't tell you about it. All right, awesome. So people have blog posts of any kind. Kim A's got a lot. Yes. People have blog posts. You can go back, just freshen up those blog posts, put a pin on them. Lindsay's got blogs. Awesome. Put a pin on them and create a content upgrade for them, and pin that pin to Pinterest, and you will start getting traffic to that blog post. So I'm not even telling you that you have to go create a bunch of new blog posts. You can go back and look at blog posts you've already created and look at the ones that are the best blog posts. Which ones are the ones that really are pillars for your content? They're intimately related to what you do as a business. They're the ones that maybe got the best traffic, the best feedback, the most amount of comments on them. Maybe they're the ones that are posts that are related to your course or program that you're trying to launch, so that they're really answering questions people have about the topic before they would be ready to buy. Those are the posts that you really want to get the most traffic to. And you want to repurpose those posts, put pins on them, put content upgrades attached to them, freshen up that content so it looks really good when I get to it, if it's the first thing I see from your business. And people will start opting in straight on that content upgrade right on that blog post. So you've got the traffic coming from whatever traffic sources you already have, whatever you're already doing. You've got traffic coming from Pinterest from that pin. And now you've got a content upgrade so that people who came to that blog post because they searched for that topic in Google, or they found it in Pinterest, they searched for it in Pinterest, or they came to it from some other source, they came to that blog post for a reason. And now they have an opt-in that is directly related to it that they're going to sign up for. So that's the second thing, is to set up those content upgrades. Now, the tech tools on this, The best tool is going to be lead pages. So if you have a lead pages account, I suggest lead pages for everybody. Even before you have a website, I say get lead pages because you can do so much with lead pages that websites are beautiful but are not optimizing and helping you create your business and have the impact that you want. So with lead pages, you can create those buttons that then create that pop-up box where people sign in or sign up just to get that content upgrade so that they don't have to go like to another website. It's just a really clean experience. If you ever wondered how people are doing that, that's how they do it with lead boxes. So you have those content upgrades. Now, here's the third part of this strategy. Is we want to optimize that traffic that we're already getting. So you're going to have people come from Pinterest, and some of them are going to opt in at your content upgrade. A lot of them aren't though. And does that mean that that traffic is just gone? It just disappears? Absolutely not. We are in the age of technology. We have ways of capturing that traffic. So we're going to talk about Facebook ads. Now, even if you're not ready to spend money on Facebook ads and you're terrified about it and you don't even want to hear about it, there's one thing I want you to do. And that one thing I want you to do is I want to make sure that you have your Facebook pixel installed on your website. Now, I am not a tech guru. I did this maybe 2 years ago for my business. So I can't tell you how to do it. There's lots of tech tutorials on how to put the audience pixel on your website, because what you want to happen is that when all these people come to your website and they don't opt in, that Facebook is tracking those people. They're tracking their IP addresses. Oh man, we've got a poor connection. What's going on? Okay, hopefully we'll be okay. There we go. When all of that traffic is coming to your website, that you're capturing them with that Facebook pixel. Now, you want to put that on now because it's going to take a little bit of time to gather that traffic, right? But over time, in a couple of months from now, when you have 60 days of traffic, you can now retarget all those people who visited your website with an ad. Now, you could target them with an ad that is related to one of those blog posts. So it could be that content upgrade, and you could just send them to a landing page just to get the opt-in. You could retarget them with the blog post itself to make sure that they saw the blog post. Maybe they clicked on it and they never really read it. Well, now you're giving them a new opportunity, a new touch point to engage with that blog post. And those ads are normally way less expensive. You're going to get a lot more leads and traffic from them. And then anyone clicking on those ads is going to be more engaged with your audience, with your business. So yes, Lindsay says, ooh, you recommend doing this months ago. So glad I did. I just did my first Facebook ad and had data to work with. Yes. And plus my ad was really successful. Yes. So the more engaged audience that's already, here's the thing is with Facebook ads, what most people end up doing is they try to basically play a slot machine by picking and choosing different audiences and guessing if they're going to work. So you're like, well, I'm targeting female entrepreneurs, so my ad's going to target Marie Forleo or Oprah. And it's a hit or miss kind of situation. What's great about having all this traffic coming from Pinterest is that you have all this traffic already of people who haven't necessarily opted in, but have shown interest in your brand and in your business. And they're going to be way more likely to opt in the future. And it's going to be way less expensive to target those audiences. So Facebook ads are just going to get more and more and more expensive as time goes on and more people are using them. It's just how it goes. But if you can kind of hack the system by creating some engaged traffic by getting those Pinterest people over to your business and then retargeting them with ads, this is a great list building strategy. And it's one of the more advanced strategies that we're using now is we're going to start promoting some of our blog posts that have content upgrades so that we can get people opting into those content upgrades. Exactly. So Conrad says, Pinterest has given me much traffic. I'm wondering if my niche isn't represented there. And yeah, look, most of the stuff on Pinterest is women in business. But here's the thing is that there's all the reason more men aren't on Pinterest, or the reason why people aren't finding things on Pinterest is because the content's not there. So chicken or an egg, right? So if you're creating content for people and they're finding it there, you're going to get traffic. And if you're going to be the only person in your niche, it's even better because you're going to be conquering that niche. If you go into the online business space, for women entrepreneurs, there's so many people, yet I'm still getting a lot of traffic. But if you find a niche that people are looking for and it's just content's not showing up, you're likely going to have the most popular pin in that niche. So here's what I want to tell you, especially related to the Pinterest and the content upgrade type of stuff. Like I said earlier, the go-to person on this, it's not me, it's Melissa Griffin. She taught me everything I know about building my list using Pinterest. So what I've done is I asked Melissa if she would come over and do a free webinar with just the Rule Breakers Club, just for my audience. And she said yes. So next Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe, Melissa's going to be doing a webinar just for you guys, all about how to create blog posts that are going to get tons and tons and tons of traffic coming to your website using this strategy. I wanted to share my experience, tell you what I'm doing, because I think it's good to see lots of different case studies. As I said, you can go visit rulebreakersclub.com/Pinterest to see the video that I just did this week on how I implement the strategy for my blog not every single week, but as much as we can. But I highly, 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 highly suggest coming to the webinar because nobody teaches it like Melissa. Her webinars are the best free webinars I ever have been to. The webinar I went to about this, I just implemented the free strategies and Pinterest became one of my top traffic sources. And when I joined her paid program, it just became an even bigger phenomenon. It just became more and more and more and more. So if you want to sign up for that webinar, you can do that. The link is bit.ly. Let me actually post it in here. It's bit.ly/list building Webby, all lowercase. But there you go. It's right in there. And I think I'll put it in a comment as well so you can see that. So the webinar is going to be on Thursday. I believe there will be a recording. I'm not 100% sure. I would try to show up live if you can, because frankly, I don't get anything out of webinars when I go to the replay. I get distracted because it's just, there's something about being there live. That's when you get the most out of them, the most action in the chat, the most excitement going on. So try to come live if you can, and we'll help you out then. Do any of you have questions about growing your list using Pinterest or any of the strategies that I talked about today? Please let me know. And I'll also post the blog posts that I did this week for you guys in the chat. For list building. Yes, Melissa is very, she has a background in teaching and it really comes through. She's really good at explaining things and she just makes it so easy. I'm so jealous of her ability to do that. She makes it feel so, so, so easy. So I highly recommend that. Coming to that webinar. It's so special that she's doing this with us to host this webinar for our audience. So I really, really hope you can make it. I'm really excited that she's going to be doing that. Lindsay says, do your videos get pinned more or the actual image more? Definitely images. I don't think our videos are on, I don't know that our videos are pinned really. I have no evidence of that. So definitely the pins. We haven't really explored that. And there's another point is that I do the real lazy person's version of this strategy. So if you went, like I do probably like 70%. If you went all out, you'd get better results, obviously. And it's still my #1 traffic source. It's the #1 way that we're growing our list and our audience every month. And yet I do virtually 0 things. I am the one who physically pins the pins every week, but that's it. And we only do that because Pinterest is weird about people signing in from different places. So I physically pin the pins and that's it. That's all I do. That's it. And then they just take a life of their own. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me at this live broadcast. I will see you guys at the webinar next week. Enjoy it. Please come. Please sign up. And I'll see you there. All right. Bye.